All right, everybody, buckle up. We're about to walk through another few examples of bipolarism showing its way through the executive branch when it comes to Second Amendment rights, free speech, and all the other rights that we hold so dear. We've got Bondi, we've got Patel, we've got AAG Harmeet Dillon. Guys, we've got a little bit to love, a little bit to hate, and a lot of what the actual hell is going on. And that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to try to make heads and tails of this entire thing, so make sure if you're enjoying the content, you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because we're going to save this country, dang it, and all of us organizing together will make it happen. All right, let's get right into this. Okay, this is all available on my X profile at Braden LOA, but I want to talk about something that's really important. We need to get some clarity on the executive branch around free speech, Second Amendment rights, and the fighting against assault weapon bans and mag bans, okay? What I'm about to show you is 3 different clips, all from the executive branch, that are basically lining up in different ways. You know how I said in the intro, you're going to love it, you're going to hate it, you're going to question it? On one hand, we have the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, saying that he's willing to look at creative solutions for gun violence, and he doesn't rule out assault weapon bans. On the next clip, I want to show you Pam Bondi saying that she's going after hate speech, which is speech. That's a bit of a problem, and then she walked that back. And then I'm going to show you the sweet part, which is Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon launching yet another amicus brief or brief in favor of getting rid of assault weapon bans and mag bans. The bottom line here is I'm not bashing anybody, but we need some consistency. And let me hear you in the comments as we get into this, because I think this is really important. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to show you here is an exchange that happened between Amy Klobuchar, who is a senator from Minnesota and is very anti-gun, and the director of the FBI. Okay, this happened in the Senate a couple days ago, but listen to this, because again, I'm leading all up into this. There's some really good stuff at the end, but listen to this. This I find concerning.
So my first question is on the assault weapon ban. Do you think that would be helpful in reducing gun deaths, Director?
Senator, if I may, I want to answer the question, but thank you for your remarks, especially it relates to my friend Charlie, and I share and relay my remarks, my sentiments to you. Minnesota has suffered untold tragedy in these last few months, and whatever creativity we can use to eliminate even just one shooting, one horrific death, I am in favor of engaging with Congress fully to do. I don't have the answers. I don't know what will eliminate it in its entirety, but I'm willing to engage and explore new ways with you, Senator.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so she follows up with the assault weapons ban thing, and he balks and doesn't say it. But the really big concern that I want to point a little bit of a flashlight on is I'm willing to explore creative ways in order to prevent gun violence. Well, that's called legislation. That's called gun control. That's what they are referencing. Now, do I think that Kash Patel is an anti-gun, anti-2A person? No, I genuinely don't think that. But the clip here is cause for concern when you're talking about assault weapon bans. You're talking to a Democrat who basically supports and furthers assault weapon bans. And your idea is we can explore that together creatively to even cut down one death. You're bordering on gun control language there, which is an infringement upon the Second Amendment. That's the director of the FBI. That's not great. I can tell you that personally offline, I got a lot of texts when this went down last week. So that's not that great. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not a cute look, because we can't be promulgating creative solutions for gun control and infringing on gun rights, okay? Now let's go to the next one. Again, I'm building the case here. I'm going to wrap up with something sweet at the end with Assistant Attorney General Dillon. All right, so this is Pam Bondi. Now, this isn't the actual clip that she did that was around hate speech, but this is her backpedaling the next day. Listen to her backpedal, and again, I'm building a case here, so hold on with me.
Sure. First Amendment is one of our most important amendments, of course, in our Constitution. We will always protect the First Amendment. But you cannot create violence, and that's what's happening. When people are working together, you talked about RICO, it's RICO. When people are working in concert to commit crimes, the president was talking about people who are breaking up bricks, throwing it at police cars, people who are being paid to dox police officers, to dox victims of crimes, that can jeopardize lives. And that's when you cross the line from First Amendment to a crime, and we will prosecute you.
Okay, so that's standard Bondi fare, right? That's nothing new we haven't seen before. She really likes to get in front of the cameras, and she really likes to be extremely affirmative in her language of what she's going to do as the tough AG. That's just her style. We saw it in the Epstein thing. We've seen it on the Fox News clips. We've seen it every single time something pops off. Now, the thing that's important here is that distinctive line between what they do as hate speech, which is anti-First Amendment, which that's why she got so much pushback to get to this statement and clarify it, and then there's the actual actions. Again, I want to make a very clear point here. I'm not bashing the Trump administration, and I'm not bashing Pam Bondi, and I'm not bashing Kash Patel. I am drawing a very clear line in the sand that we need to be careful when we're talking about all these things, because these are rights that we are talking about. The temptation to trample on rights for the ultimate safety, it's not unique to the left. In fact, a really hard truth is most of the gun control that we have in this nation has come under Republican presidents. Most of it in recent history. That's a fact, you can look it up. But it's because you get this slippery language right here, which starts to go down a very uncomfortable path. This needs to be tightened up. These loose areas of language have to be remedied. These are the executive branch head spokespeople, the FBI director and the Attorney General of the United States. We cannot go down these roads of this ambiguous in our responses. It's just not healthy, and honestly, it opens the door to not some great things. But now, let me show you some great things. This is the Assistant Attorney General, Harmeet Dillon. She just signed or sent a new brief in the Third Circuit around AR bans and mag bans in New Jersey. Let me read this to you. This is her language from yesterday, or 2 days ago. New Jersey has completely banned overwhelmingly popular rifles and magazines, contrary to binding SCOTUS precedent, under the leadership of Pam Bondi, not on Civil Rights Watch. And as you can see here, there is the actual brief for getting involved in the Seventh Circuit AR and mag bans. You can see the entire thing right here. Now, that is extremely good. Now, before I go on to the next tabs I've got for you, let me get big real quick. Why do we have such a disjointed message coming from the FBI director, the Attorney General, and then the Assistant Attorney General? We need to button this up. Because on one hand, you've got gun control creative solutions I'm willing to explore with Congress. The next, you've got hate speech will be prosecuted, then backing that off. And then you have the Assistant Attorney General who is going after assault weapon bans and mag bans. And that's great. That's not only that one, they're also arguing on Monday, which I'm going to show you here in a second in Illinois. But we need to button this up now because it's really important as this continues to go on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. FPC legal update. Oops. The federal government has filed an amicus brief with the Third Circuit in support of our lawsuit challenging New Jersey assault weapon ban. That's what I just showed you from AAG. The major Second Amendment lawsuit to be argued before the Seventh Circuit on Monday with a 3-judge panel who are all Republican-appointed judges. That's being argued by the Assistant Attorney General herself. That's on Monday. NRA comes out, puts out the same thing. The Justice Department has filed an amicus brief supporting the NRA-backed legal challenge to New Jersey's bans on assault firearms and magazines that hold more than 10 rounds. Again, excellent. So at the Assistant Attorney General level, we're on fire. At the Attorney General level, we got questions. And at the FBI Director level in front of Congress, we're talking about creative solutions for gun control? No. Get on the same page. All right, now let's continue. As you can see here, Stephen Gutowski, this is the guy who does the reload. DOJ is intervening against another state assault weapons ban, despite FBI Director Kash Patel saying such a ban could prevent future attacks during his oversight hearing on Tuesday. So that's interesting. That's exactly the premise and the principle that I'm going after on this video. There's too many things that are conflicting, that don't vibe. They don't jive together or jive together. There you go. Same thing on the reload. All of this is sourced as always. And here you go on the other side. Add something different. Sorry. But this is him saying the same thing I'm saying. There's an inconsistency. There's an incongruency with the language and the speech coming from the executive branch. What do you stand for? Where do you stand on these issues? Are you supporting destroying the assault weapon bans and the mag ban pushes like Assistant Attorney General is doing? Or are you looking for creative solutions to work with the gun controllers, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar in the Senate as the FBI director? Or are you more concerned about hate speech, which is a problem, and then you back that off and say now it's all of you actually take action? RICO charges are something that is indicating a massive organization across different state lines. My point in doing this whole video, we have to get clarity on this because this ambiguity and this level of what looks to be dysfunction is not good. Anyway, That's my take. I hope I landed that plane. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.